Hey everybody, welcome back to my brand new kitchen. We are with my dear friend Skye, long-term raw foodie, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
raw food has changed both of our lives tremendously. It reversed all my health problems, put me in alignment with who I truly am, and just makes me live my best, most energetic life. What about you?
There's no words. Like to go from being in bed for 15 years, 60 surgeries, 7 major organs removed, I was always sick, and then within 6 weeks.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
And I see it transform so many people's lives. The raw foods, the whole foods. I literally travel around, interview so many people of all ages. And I even especially notice in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond, the people that are choosing to eat this way are thriving. So much energy doing 7-minute planks at 74, doing 100 push-ups in the gym at 73, and it's total goals. So I don't know about you guys, but I want to live my best life, and that starts with the food we eat. So let's hop into it. We're going to make my ultimate raw vegan salad. This is just a staple in my kitchen lately. I'm absolutely addicted. If you guys watch my channel, you may know both of my parents passed away earlier this year, and I really struggled for a while. I was even eating Chipotle. I fell off the wagon, and this has really helped me get on track with my health and makes me feel incredible. So I thought it could help you guys as well, and it's all fresh and amazing. So let's hop into it. And typically I don't do this one with a dressing, but we're gonna make my ultimate green goddess dressing. Everybody who tries this says it's literally the best dressing they've ever had in their whole life. So we're gonna do a taste test for Skye and show you guys the whole recipe. All right, so we're gonna start with some fresh greens. So I'm making 2 salads tonight because I'm making one for Skye, who came all the way from Australia. So give this video a like for that, and I'll put her page down below as well. So I'm gonna cut these up. And this is gonna be a great video, a nice chat with Skye about raw foods and also showing you guys this ultimate salad. So yeah, okay, Skye, so when you went raw, how long did it take you to feel good? Because I know people wanna know that, like how long is it gonna be?
That's a good question. Really, I noticed straight away. Like I had been so I would have fresh food and I'd notice I would get up and move around. And then I'd just feel better. Of course, where I was coming from, I had like addictions and I'd been sick, so I wasn't perfect. But the difference then, I'd have a cooked meal and I couldn't get up. And that's essentially how I worked out myself. I couldn't read or write at the time, that the food had some sort of effect on my well-being. But yeah, I noticed like straight away. What about you?
I noticed straight away, like literally, like some people might think this is nuts. I literally felt so different by the end of the first day.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'd already cut coffee, I'd already cut alcohol and things that would have been addictive. Because if you still have to cut those, it'll take some time before you get those out of your system and before you feel good. I literally, by the end of the first day, felt so happy and so good, and I felt like, whoa, this is how I'm meant to feel and how I was meant to feel in my life. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the hydration. Like whenever something hydrates me, my body just responds to the environment, to illness at a different level. And yeah, that's why I think I noticed it straight away.
Yeah, and so what did you notice? Like, what were the benefits? Like,
oh, I could get up. So the first thing I noticed was I really couldn't do anything. I had a disease at the time called a functional neurological disorder, where it displayed as a stroke. So I'd been in a neurological hospital and relearnt some basic things. But I had to do things like, if I could get up, I had to use the bathroom or put some clothes like in front of a heater to dry, or, you know, and all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like hanging my clothes outside. So I took my clothes out. It took a lot of energy, but I hadn't done it in years. And I did it, I came back in and I'm like, I couldn't believe I did something. It was little steps like that that made me realize just the potential of the food.
yeah, crazy, because it makes you think, where would you be without raw foods? Literally, you guys, I'm living my dream life in the US. I moved from Canada. All my friends changed, my career changed, everything, and that would have changed if I didn't change how I eat. Like it does so much, right?
I was talking to Marabella about how it makes you sit in alignment. So if you start to go off course, you feel so terrible, you have to let go of, sometimes it's a career or friends or things in your life that don't serve you. And then as you're coming back to alignment, you feel so good and you're like going on your path again. And I think there's so many miracles to raw food. There's the spiritual, there's the psychological, there's the physical. And a lot of us come into it thinking it's just physical, like I'm going to fix my leg. But when your whole life, like I've got goosebumps, like, oh, I made it to New York, I've made it over here, I've got new friends. It's just like, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It really is amazing, you guys. Okay, and next, so I did some of the leaf lettuce, and then I'm also going to chop up some kale. And then I'm also next going to add some microgreens. I love microgreens. I feel like they just offer so many health benefits. And I feel like the greens in general, they do a lot for us, right? Like, would you ever like try just fruitarian, or like do you feel like the greens are necessary, or you thrive more on the greens too?
So my whole day when I got myself well revolved around, I've actually had my stomach removed. So at the time I could not eat a lot, but my whole day revolved around my afternoon salad. So I could snack on like, a bit of bell pepper or a bit of cucumber, a bit of berries during the day. But my whole thoughts were this afternoon mega greens through the salad, full of minerals, nice and fresh. And that was like something that was so satisfying. And I think when you first go raw, you do experience cravings. And if I had this big salad in the afternoon, I was good. I was like, it wasn't, there was like, of course there was fats like avocado in it, and what else? A little bit of salt and pepper and lemon juice. But when you have a bit of the avocado fat, well, that was what worked for me. With these mineral dense greens, you feel satiated.
You really do. And okay, we're gonna do, my favorite thing, I don't know, guys, why did it take me 9 years raw to start adding so many herbs into my salad? This is a new thing this year. This salad is a game changer. It's gonna you guys are gonna love it. So I do a very heavy amount of fresh dill. How good is fresh dill?
I love it.
Fresh cilantro, all chopped up, and fresh basil. So the herbs, they just really make you feel amazing. So I'm gonna chop all that up. And speaking of chopping, I've been looking at that slap chop. Do you guys remember that? I don't know, you know what? Like I'm 43, so I was born in the 80s, and they had that slap chop on that infomercial, and I want to get one of those. I saw they're still out on Amazon, but for now we're okay. We'll use the knife.
There's something therapeutic about doing this when you spend some of your brain power actually investing in yourself. So right now, just say you ordered some food and then you went and sat in front of the television. You're letting something program you. But at this stage, you're actually doing things which better yourself. And I found that the more I invested this time into myself, the more the next time I had something to do, like now I had to start exercise for healing, I realized, if you invest the time, Skye, you'll get a result. So I think when people like it takes too long, I feel like these are lessons some humans, all of us, we need to remember or relearn that we need to learn to look after ourselves.
Yeah, and what would you, like in your opinion, what's the best part about, because you're 100% raw, like we're both 100% raw. And for me, I notice a big difference because like I said, I fell off this year. I am a human being. I was going through a lot of pain and I lost my best friends, both of my parents. And I noticed just a massive difference. And even if it's just like one cooked meal, it's such a big difference to me personally, going 100% in. Is it for you, do you think too?
So I am too scared to go back, but I did have a broken toe at the start of the year and went back to coffee. Within 6 days, I nearly wanted to call an ambulance. The stomach pain is so bad. But you asked me, what is it I like best about raw foods? And it's me. I know me. I feel me. I am me with raw foods. And I start having coffee and I'm kind of at a whim to the world. Like now I need something else, or now I need a tablet for my stomach. And once I got on the raw foods, it was like, I know me. And that was such a beautiful gift to give myself and the universe.
Wow. And so next up we're going to, one more good question in a second. Next up I'm going to chop up some vegetables to start. So we'll start with some fresh bell pepper, some fresh cucumber from the garden, not my garden, but somebody here locally. One of these peppers. What is this called? Do you remember?
Banana pepper?
No, I don't think so. Something with a C, I think. You guys tell us in the comments. This is my favorite pepper in a salad lately. And then I'll get to the rest in a second. But did the people around you notice a big difference when you went raw vegan, or did they think you're nuts? Take us through.
So I couldn't get up, and I remember walking down to a local park to meet my brother-in-law, who did try and help me when I was really sick, but didn't work at the time. But when he saw me, his words were, "You look like a completely different person." And that had only been, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, and I felt completely different. Every morning I would wake up and feel more. And it was like I'd been numb my whole life. But yes, to answer your question, and they were so happy. Like the difference for me on raw foods is like near death to being like full of life.
And okay, so also take us through, like I'll share too. First I'll share, and then I want to know what were you eating in a day before? So for me, I quit alcohol and coffee before I went raw, but before that I was drinking every day. So I was drinking a bottle of wine or beer, barbecue and beer. I did have salmon, chicken, pasta. I started every day with coffee, bagels, stuff like that, and I drank a lot. But what was a typical lifestyle for you before, like standard American or whatever?
Okay, so
or standard Australian.
I feel like there was a progression. So I feel like when I was younger, I tried to be good, but anytime I could, being in chronic pain, if I could have a drink, this is when I was younger, I would. Then I was kind of bedridden, and it was really what my carers or family made for me, plus protein shakes. And then things got really bad. I was vegan, but I started drinking, and that's when my liver had failed. I was vaping, and
You were vaping?
yeah, I was vaping,
I cannot
smoking,
see you
drinking.
vaping.
I was
Seriously?
doing it all. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I quit all that when I discovered the raw foods, but I feel like I did do paleo, I got into vegan, but I did drink for part of being vegan, cooked vegan. And then I would go through stages of like this is just before I went raw, having like salads or having something healthier, but there were still things that didn't serve me. So there was an evolution for me into the raw foods, but I still quit. The day I started raw, I quit alcohol, vaping, medications,
Wow.
cigarettes. So not so healthy.
And imagine you didn't. Like, I wonder where you'd be right now. It's crazy to think, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, and we make it work no matter where we are. Like, we just came back from an awesome trip in New York. And if we were eating like everybody else, and I'm not trying to diss everybody else, but not everybody else, that sounds kind of rude, but if we were eating like, you know, if we were going out, having pizza, having wine, having all those things, we wouldn't have had as much fun. Like, we wouldn't have had so much energy, and we made it work, right? Everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
But what I'm kind of even saying is like you end up living for one moment, whereas we're constantly living. Like, you know, if you go out and drink or have pizza, your whole day is good because you're thinking about this one moment where you're about to eat it. But we're just feeling good all the time. And then there's raw restaurants, of course. So you can do things like Caravan of Dreams or...
It was good, guys. We went there. We ordered everything off the raw appetizer menu. I'll try to put some pictures on the screen, and everything off of the entree menu. And we feasted. Their food is really incredible. That was a lot of fun. And then I interviewed Sarma from Bad Vegan. She used to own one of the biggest vegan restaurants in New York, Pure Food and Wine. So stay tuned for that interview, guys. It was really good. And okay, I also love, do you like the corn?
I do, the corn.
I also love raw corn in my salads. You do too?
I do. It's sweet.
Many people don't realize you can eat it raw. It's actually 10 times better. It's crunchy, adds a nice flavor to your salad, so I highly recommend it. But if you don't like corn, I know some people think corn's not the healthiest, then stay away from it. If there's anything you don't like and you want to exclude from this beautiful salad that we've got started here, then absolutely do so. But I was about to laugh because Skye and I, we make it work even at the airport. So we went to this Chopped, it was called, this salad bar. Yeah. And Skye was getting the salad with the ingredients, right? She got hers first, and then I was like, no, the corn's not raw. The guy thought we were nuts, I think.
He did, I think he definitely did, but it ended up it wasn't cooked. But there is places you can eat, right? We make it work. Like, and then I had a smoothie and a acai bowl. It's just about seeing the potential instead of seeing what you can't do, because so many of us go up and face something with, you know, there was probably 10 things that we couldn't eat, but a lot of people only see those, and we choose to see the salad bar and the smoothie bar and the little bits of fruit in the shops. And if you start approaching your life like that, you know, like when you meet your family, what can I have? You know, veggie sticks and dips are there, or there's fruit there. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. And okay, so how long have you been raw?
4 years, but I also wanted to say, on the corn note, you have a brilliant recipe which people still rave to me about, the corn noodles.
Oh, okay, you guys, I'll put it down below. It's a creamy cashew corn zucchini pasta.
Yeah.
So don't let raw food make you think it's boring. Don't think, some people are like, oh my gosh, it's only salads and fruit. This salad is an extra salad. You'll never find anything like this anywhere at a restaurant, but the pastas, another level. So yeah, creamy cashew corn pasta. It's a nice treat sometimes. Delicious.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's your favorite recipe? Like, your favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I mean, you don't have to share the whole recipe if you don't want to, but like, what's your favorite favorite thing?
Well, to be honest, I love a good salad. Like doing this, I just love the different flavors and textures. But I also like to do recipes probably once a week. Yeah. And two of my favorite at the moment are the 4-ingredient donuts, which are, they've got sweet potato dates.
Oh, wow.
Sweet potato dates, cacao or carob, and sweet potato dates, cacao and carob, and I can't remember.
Those are coming soon. We're gonna make those.
Yeah, chia seeds just to bind them, and then the icing for that is just cashews, cacao, and dates again. Amazing. Yeah, we'll show
Yeah.
that recipe. And these cabbage steaks I made. So a lot of the inspiration I get, and I love to see what is possible with raw foods, is I watch a lot of plant-based reels come up and I'm like, I want to eat that. How do I make it raw? So I saw cabbage steaks, marinated cabbage steaks come up. So I got some almonds, I got some garlic, I got some 𝒔𝒂𝒗𝒆, I got some dates and blended it with some water. And I marinated big slices of cabbage. And then after I marinated it in the fridge, I dehydrated for a couple of hours. And these things, oh my gosh.
No, there's so many different things you can do. And it's such a journey. You know, sometimes you might go through phases where you eat very simple. Sometimes you want to do recipes. Sometimes you might want to do a cleanse. Sometimes it's like, it's a really fun journey in my opinion.
It is. But I feel like, once again, all the good things you want to like, is it a cleanse? Do I want to do a salad? Do I want to do fruit?
Exactly. Yeah.
Stay like positive with it. But what about
you know what? I find you so inspiring too. Okay, so Skye is taking off on YouTube. She goes live all the time and she's just real. She's so authentic. She's so herself and like she just owns it and I love it. So make sure you guys go follow her. And also what people love is she does coaching because a lot of us don't do coaching. A lot of people ask me if I do coaching and I'm literally, I just have so much going on, you guys. I can't add anything to the list right now with the kids, the house, the channel, and all kinds of stuff. But I highly recommend Skye. She's literally just has a way with words and she's really motivating. So if you guys want to hire her for a coach, go support my bestie, improve your life. I'll put it down below. And I was going to ask you too, like, okay, so let's share some more ingredients for a sec. Okay. So look guys, so far we have a bed of lots of herbs, lots of greens, lots of microgreens. We have some raw corn, we have some tomato, we have some bell pepper, we have some cucumber. And feel free to get creative. This is just my personal favorite. We're gonna add in next some cruciferous. So we're gonna add in some broccoli. I'm gonna cut some of that into it. And then before we do that, let me ask you, maybe people always love to hear. Well, first of all, I wanna say too, I wanna ask you what you eat in a day, but I wanna say, I've really changed the way I eat lately. And I just have been eating very simple, like in-season fruit with green juices through the day, maybe a coconut water here and there, and then a big whole salad at night. And I've just been using like avocado as the dressing, tossing it up and feeling incredible. I feel a big difference than like getting carried away with too many recipes or maybe drinking too many foods. Sometimes I just, for a while, I think I got carried away and I was like drinking too much of my diet.
Yeah.
Like excessive smoothies, excessive juices, and like not eat. Then I just stopped wanting to eat as much. So I do notice I feel happier and healthier. I sleep better and I feel really incredible like on the fruits and green juices through the day and the coconut water and then this salad at night. So what do you eat? What do you eat in a day?
Okay, so that is an interesting question because I feel like while I'm with you, I've eaten in a different way that I usually have. But I was doing more of the Dr. Brooke Goldner type of way. I know it's like cruciferous vegetables, flaxseed or chia seed, a low amount of fruit, keeping hydrated. I did do that sort of way of eating for the last few months, more with green juices, because I was having some mast cell activation and histamine flare-ups on my skin. But because I'm not around as many lights or working as much while I'm traveling, it's very easy for me to do what you're doing, which is have fruits and it's having green juices and having a salad at night. I also have no stomach and I feel I've had to learn a lesson recently of not over consuming. Like I feel like I was trying to get in a lot of calories, but my body seems to be okay with a smaller amount now that I'm probably healthy. Yeah, so I've been, working on different types of diets and lifestyles, and I feel, that the fruit one right now is really good, but also, just the lesson for me at the moment is not to eat too much.
And it's like, okay, it's such a massive difference with you. Like when I see pictures of you before, your family must have just been like, oh my gosh, like they must be so happy you discovered this lifestyle too, right? I would think, or are they like...
100%, like so many times. Even when I first got on this, close friends of mine said we were just waiting for someone to call that it was your funeral. That we
oh
don't
my
know,
gosh, Skye.
Yeah, that like so many different times I've had so many traumatic surgeries and so many different diseases, and every time it was fixed with like a surgery, it just came back somewhere else. And that's where the raw foods help me find me. Have a healthy body, mind, and spirit, and move forward.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I forgot to put this in. Okay, guys, I also loved, I don't think I put the basil in.
Should we put some?
Yeah.
Let's pick up.
Yeah.
Because you were down there.
And you'll see close-ups in B-roll too, right? Yeah. Okay, so I also forgot to put in basil. So I actually read somewhere that basil's an anti-anxiety, and it just feels so healthy. Like, do you know about any of the benefits of any of the herbs we're eating, or no?
So what I know is someone like Dr. Morse talks about the consciousness of herbs, and that they have an extremely high consciousness, and we take that on. And what I notice is it doesn't seem to matter which. I only do good with fresh herbs. Whichever fresh herbs I put in, and I used a lot when I first healed myself.
Really?
My whole salad was chocker full of herbs.
No way.
It just really helps me. To be honest, it doesn't matter which. I like to go in and feel what I'm called to. Sometimes it's more chives, sometimes it's more cilantro, sometimes it's more basil, but yeah, I think the benefits are endless, but I like to think of the consciousness.
And what if people are called to eat like the fast food? Like they're called to Taco Bell. Like what does that mean? What does that mean if they're called to that? They're like, well, I'm called to White Castle.
So, okay. So you have to look at being called to as a whole picture. So what I say when I work with people is, how do you feel when you think about the food? And I'm like, when I think about this, I feel so excited. And then I say, how do you feel when you get in the shop? And I felt really like called to different foods. Sometimes I go in for bananas and I get beetroot. How do you feel when you're making it? Really good. How do you feel after it and the next day? So you have to feel good for the whole package to be called to something. You can't go, I feel good for this moment. Because if you actually think about, I always think that fast food is a distraction. So we think we want it, but we're actually, the thought is stimulating us not to feel pain in our body, because we ingest it and it can't be good. Because the next day nobody feels good with that food. I don't know anyone who's answered that question.
You're so right. Honestly, you're such a good speaker, and you just get better and better. And that reminds me of my favorite quote. I discovered it early on in my raw days. It's like Esther Blumenfield, I think is her name. And she said, what you eat today walks and talks tomorrow. And it's so true. It's like,
chills again.
It's so true, right?
Yes.
It like, I need to say no more, or whatever they say.
Yeah, you don't need any more quotes.
That's exactly.
It is, and you know what? Until you've walked this path, you won't understand that. Because I remember 3 weeks in or something, sitting in the sun, and I'd just sit in the sun and eat these salads, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've said I love myself more times than I have, like in the past 3 weeks, more times than I have in my entire life.
Wow,
What is
Skye.
the power of that I talk to myself, that I go, I love you, I love the plant, I love this. Because if you're not in pain anymore, the negative thoughts don't exist. Like terror and fear and embarrassment, they're just not there.
It brings you into a more loving space, 100%. So right now we're gonna add on also some olives. A lot of people don't know olives are a probiotic, and they're really good for your gut bacteria. And I always notice when I'm consuming more olives, I feel happier. I laugh more, I start pranking people more. I'm just on the higher vibe side of life. And we were pranking some people at the airport yesterday. We were just laughing our butts off, you guys. So I'm also gonna add sauerkraut. Again, another probiotic, really good for the gut. I mean, if you feel like you have a reaction where it doesn't feel good for your gut, then by all means, like, don't include it in the salad and listen to your body. But for me, I love having sauerkraut in there, and I notice it just feels incredible. You guys, this lifestyle is so exciting. Like the colors, the vibrancy, it's definitely not the same if you're looking at, I don't know about you guys, but when Skye and I were in New York, we were in Whole Foods, and we passed the meat department, and I just thought, I don't know, I'm so unattracted to like raw meat. It's like, I can't even look at it, right? It's just like not even attractive, but you look at the raw foods and you're like, oh wow, like so much color. And when you eat it, you just literally feel more colorful. So I'm gonna do a little bit more walnuts.
Because they make
Or a little bit of walnuts, I didn't say those before. And so what do you think about fats, Skye? So when you eat fats, do you think some people think when we eat fats, more fats, we have to be careful and not have too much sugar, like
100%.
not eat a whole watermelon and then have a bunch of fat, right?
Yeah.
Have you learned that along your way?
100%. And they say no matter how you eat, most health coaches say pick your macros. So you can get healthy eating higher carbohydrates or higher fat. But once you start combining them, you start getting a sluggish system. The pancreas starts releasing high amounts of insulin, trying to get the sugars into cells that have fats. You get cravings, you get candida. So when we both actually talk and we do different ways of this lifestyle, you will find that we swing from higher fat to sometimes higher sugar. And I like doing it that way. But I will say, when I healed myself and I had, oh my God, 32 years of chronic illness, mast cell activation syndrome. I'd had.
What is mast cell? Oh
Okay.
yeah, mental health too. We have to
Yeah.
talk. Oh, you guys, like look.
Oh, that's a perfect avocado.
Isn't there just something special when
I
you pop
love
open a
that.
perfect avocado? Look at everything together. Beautiful.
Oh, it's
Okay,
meant to
sorry,
be.
carry on. I didn't mean
Okay,
to.
so mast cell activation syndrome is the mast cells in the body we love. We get an injury and they are the reason that the area goes red and inflamed and sends the immune system to it. You know, if there's a stress, a death in the family, your whole mast cells will start to flare up. Well, essentially around,
Really?
yeah, because they work in the immune system, the inflammation system,
Yeah.
bruise, anything. But you probably know them best as anaphylaxis, watering eyes around allergens outside. You know, around spring. It's spring in Australia at the moment. These are mast cells. These mast cells release cytokines, prostaglandins, IgE proteins, and also histamines is probably the most common one. Things like you get rashes, you get all sorts of things, but predominantly mast cells, I don't want to go into it too much, but mast cells are predominantly at the entry points to the body. So the mouth, the eyes, the urinary tract, the sexual area, where else? The skin, any barrier that's trying to protect the body. So these people have a lot of urinary tract, a lot of bloating, a lot of gut issues, leaky gut. And you find a lot of people who have autoimmune conditions, chronic illness, they will also off the back of that have mast cell activation or histamine issues. So they have higher histamine foods or they're around fragrances and they get their own specific set of symptoms which are set off by histamines.
Wow.
And predominantly that's why they think I was chronically so sick, because I got a virus when I was younger. It kind of switched into that chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, POTS, mast cell activation. There's a whole kind of collab of them. But most people who are chronically sick also have this like a long haul COVID after a virus.
Wow.
And I do find when I'm inflamed with the histamines, I have to teach myself what's setting me off and how to help myself calm down. But it's about learning which foods have histamines. I can also give you a link to a folder which people can grab, which has a whole lot of information. Raw foods with histamines, low histamines, things I use to help cope. But yeah, so that's why I get aggravated with blood sugar issues with histamines, but most people do. Any inflammation is histamines.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and so look what we have so far, you guys.
So good.
I did squeeze a little bit of lemon on it just to preserve it because I want to take a picture before we eat it for the thumbnail. So I want it to last because avocados, they start to brown really quick because they're just so fresh. This food goes bad. You look at those reels on Instagram where they hold the McDonald's meals for like, I don't know, sometimes I think I've seen ones that are held from the 90s or something crazy and they like barely changed. It's like, that's not normal. Our food's meant to break down, and the healthier you eat, the happier you feel. There's a huge connection from the food we eat and how it affects our gut and our happiness, a huge connection there. So just think how it's affecting other things in your body too. And we want to age our best, right? We want to avoid having some of the things that can happen and just feel our best body, mind, soul, brain, everything, bones, cells. And so this looks beautiful. Look at this. And I'm going to make up a dressing for this because it's a special occasion. Skye's in town. Usually I eat it just like this now, so without even the dressings. But I know most of you guys will want to put a dressing on. This dressing is literally insane. My top all-time dressing. And I do have a dressing book, so if you guys want that, I'll put it down below. It's really good. But yeah, but here's the recipe. There's lots of free ones on my channel. Go check those out if you don't want to spend on a book. Okay, guys, I've done so many recipes, so sometimes I just literally forget and want to make sure they're perfect because there's literally like thousands. So I busted out my phone. So we have here a half a cup of raw cashews. These are soaked for 4 hours. I don't do cashews every day now, but now and then they're good for a treat, and they do have some nutrients, zinc, other things, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley, a 1/4 cup of fresh chives. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of fresh basil leaves. Do you mind passing the basil? We're gonna do the juice of 1 lemon and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup of water, and sea salt and pepper to taste. I'll try put this recipe on the screen right now, and I'll try leave it for a little bit so you guys have enough time to screenshot because it's incredible. And you can find all of these ingredients really easy at any grocery store. I went to Publix, I got them all in like 2 minutes, so it's not hard. So don't let it scare you off and make you think like, oh, I'm just gonna buy the store-bought one, because who knows what's in those. There's some names in those, and just so you guys know, I gave you the perfect recipe, but I'm gonna make a little bit extra, so I'm throwing in a little bit more. But why do you think fresh is best?
Because you become what you eat. So you are fresh. So even if you get it wrong, you still get it right.
Skye, you're just like What? You're on fire. Do you mind opening that for me?
Yeah,
So we did the
sure.
lemon. We're gonna do some sea salt and pepper. Sometimes I do salt. I like the Celtic sea salt the best. I know when Dr. Yaki came on the channel, he said he was into this Celtic sea salt too. And I don't know, tell me you guys, what do you like down below? Do you guys like Himalayan or what? Let me know. And we're gonna do the basil. Can you, actually I'll put it in. And then do you mind adding that water, a little bit of water for us?
Sure.
Perfect. What's the biggest thing you've learned in raw foods? Is there anything that stands out? Like, oh, this was a mistake, or oh, wow, this is like the craziest health fact I've ever heard.
You can't get it wrong if you continue to love yourself. So if you eat raw foods, I promise you, you will make mistakes along the way. None of us are perfect, but the lessons that you learn from any mistakes help you throughout your journey. And I just think it's so individualized. I don't think there's anything specific. I'm learning all the time, but as long as I keep loving myself through when I went back to coffee. Coffee's the only essentially cooked thing I ever have tried again, but I might have too much dehydrated food and I'm like, that doesn't serve me. I need to have, you know, it with some fresh food, that works for me. Or I'm not, like I've done fruit cleanses. I think they're great. I'm not doing them now. Like you have to learn to love yourself through all of it. Otherwise, if you sit in fear, you will go down a path where you end up at none of it works. You can talk yourself into anything.
All right, we're gonna do the smell test. I wish you guys could smell through there. I wish I could just give you guys all this food and let you try it for dinner.
Oh my gosh. It smells, there's like an Italian essence to this. Maybe
There is.
basil, I don't know.
You know, when I think Italian essence, I think Lou Corona. Like he's Italian, I think, and when he makes food, I went to LA last year so he could do his What I Eat in a Day video. Oh my God, his food, insane. But wow, you guys, I have no words. Start making this stuff fresh, change your life. And okay, if you guys want this blender too, it's really good. It's from our friends at Nama. They make, in my opinion, the best kitchen blenders, juicers, all that stuff. And you guys can save big with my code. So I'll put that down below and go save. They also have a 15-year warranty, and that machine in particular, it's a juicer and a blender, and it's really high quality, and they make the best of the best. Okay, look at the color. You guys, have you seen a better dressing in your life? You haven't. I would, you know what? I think this is so good. I should go head to head and do a dressing competition. It's not a competition though. Everybody's great, but I'm just saying I'm so confident in the flavor of this dressing. I would enter a competition, and I am very confident I'd win. Okay, so there we go. You guys, let's take my ego down a little bit for a second. Next up, sometimes I order things for a treat on Etsy. So just so you guys know, this is my ultimate raw salad. Just like that, in my opinion, you're gonna feel your best just eating it just like that. I'm gonna get a chop slap, what's it called? So I can
Slap chop?
because I like to then cut it up with a knife really small. I like to get my salad cut up very small and eat it. It's just more enjoyable that way. And that's how I eat it. But if you want a dressing and you want to flavor it with some natural, whole, delicious ingredients, make this. It'll be delicious. And if there's anything you want to exclude or add, go ahead and do it. Add cabbage, carrots, whatever you want, whatever sets your heart on fire, jalapenos, get creative. And so now and then for a treat, I order some raw stuff on Etsy, not sponsored. They actually, if you search raw vegan on Etsy, they have the most delicious handmade, fresh baked, or not baked, uncooked, whatever, food. So anything from desserts to dehydrated crackers. I just ordered my first dehydrator after 9 years raw. It hasn't come yet. We're gonna make the donuts, so subscribe for that and lots of goodness. But again, we don't feel as good when we eat too much dehydrated. So it's more a treat now and then. It's gonna make you feel like you need more water. It's not gonna make you feel as high vibe, in my opinion, but still, it's great. And there's lots of nutrients that you might not be getting. So just add it in now and then, I think. But these are great. These are sprouted crisps, and these are a tomato and herbs. So they've got lots of seeds in them: flax, sunflower, chia, pumpkin, black sesame, tomato, onion, an herb blend, and a Himalayan salt, and they are just fire. So we're gonna add a couple of those in, and we're gonna enjoy our salad. So you guys, how good does that, what do you think, Skye? Does it look good? Are you impressed or no?
There's no words, like the more texture, depth, combinations in a salad, and that just looks incredible. I'm so excited.
And you guys, even in New York, like we would go around, we would get our food, and then I would make big salads in the hotel room at night, right? And people might think it's nuts, but it's worth it. It's better than you're gonna get it anywhere, making your food fresh, even at the hotel rooms. Ask for a second fridge. Do what you have to do to stay healthy. So we're gonna go enjoy this. Any words of inspiration to end off? Anything you wanna share to get somebody even more inspired? I hope you guys are already inspired. It's truly life-changing. Just eat real whole food, even if you don't wanna be vegan, even if you don't wanna be raw. Just cut out the processed crap. crap because it's not how we're meant to eat, and it's going to make you feel like a hijacked version of yourself and not your true self. So the more real food you eat, the more whole you'll feel, the more connected, the more alive, and the more you'll feel like how you're supposed to feel in this life experience on earth.
So I think find a way to love raw foods. Don't face this with fear and I have to do this and this is the only way to fix a leg. Find a way to love it. Every raw vegan that I know, that I see on social media, that I'm connected with, does this a different way. They've found what works for them, and I just think that is so powerful because it'll always be with you. You'll love it and it'll lead to great things.
And you know what? Raw foods, they're going to make you laugh more. At least they do
will.
for us. We were cracking up on the whole trip. Just the more raw, the more clean you eat, the more whole food you put in your body, your life's just going to feel whole. You're going to feel amazing. And you're going to be attracted to more amazing things, to more positive content, manifesting content, things that want to improve your life. And it's a domino effect. You're going to want to work out. You're going to want to go for steps. You're going to respect yourself more. And in turn, you're going to attract people that respect yourself, respect you, and show you respect. And everything does have a way of getting better and really working out. And the universe is working out for you guys. So we're going to go enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this time with my best friend who I met thanks to raw foods. And we laugh a lot. We are ourselves around each other.
Yeah.
Right? Which I think is important in any relationship you're in. You want to feel like yourself. Otherwise, what is the point? Otherwise, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So I think we've said enough for today, right?
Yeah, and I mean, some of the best memories I had in New York is us just sitting in the room with a room-made salad laughing.
Me too.
Like, what does that say? That just says the power of the food and what it can lead to.
Exactly. And I remember waking up a few times the last night there with all these drunk people in the hall. And I remember just thinking, I'm so glad I don't do that anymore
Yeah.
because I did it for so long. And I don't judge people who did that because why would I? I was there at one point too. But just, you're just cutting a cord off from who you are. You're disconnecting yourself. You feel like crap in your gut. You feel like crap when you wake up. And when you're in that vibration, you might not attract such good things. So keep high vibe, eat good things, attract better things, attract a better life. It's totally changed my whole life in every single area through eating raw food. Everything around me. So anyway, I feel like we've said enough. I think we're good, but we're going to go enjoy this. And let me know down below, your guys, if you have an ultimate meal, an ultimate raw vegan meal, what it is. Share your recipe if you don't mind so everybody can look and make it at home and live their best life. And I'll put a couple really good videos on the screen for you guys right now. Go check out one of those and get eating healthy food and go follow Skye. Go hire her as a coach. Go just take, I almost said take advantage of her for what she offers. It doesn't sound right. So go follow Skye. She's my bestie. She's amazing. So inspiring. She should be giving a TED Talk and I'm sure she will one day. And we love you guys and see you in the next one. Bye.